Hi, Pastor Nathan Decker. You're gonna have to come down a little bit. There you are. Hi, Pastor Nathan Decker with your hashtag Better Together devotion for today. And today I want to talk about how if we really truly want to see people, we have to sometimes get down on a level of humility to really begin seeing people as they are. You know, it's one thing for us to think sometimes that we're got our pie in the sky, head in the clouds, all that fun stuff, and forgotten how about our feet on the ground. It's an entirely different thing if in our pursuit for divinity, in our pursuit for being like God, that we have abandoned loving our neighbor and we've abandoned seeing one another, especially the least of these, those that Christ called us to minister to the most. So when I was in college, I remember a story about a mission trip that went to New York City, and it was a bunch of folks like me who grew up in the country and had never seen skyscrapers and everything, and the mission trip went something like this, that they handed out sandwiches to all of the college kids and told them to go out and to find a homeless person and to eat sandwich with them and get to know them and share that those two sandwiches, one for you and one for the other person. It was going to be a great event. Well, all the people came back later on that afternoon, and they started sharing about the wonderful conversations they'd had, wonderful things that had occurred, except for one gal. And she said, I didn't see any homeless people. I don't know what y'all are talking about, but did you see the skyscrapers? I mean, did you look up and see all the skyscrapers? And the reality came really quickly as the giggles, that she had been so just enamored with looking up and constantly looking up that she walked right past several homeless people. She walked right past other human beings. In fact, she might have walked over them. This is New York City we're talking about. You know, it's crazy how sometimes we get so enamored with the stained glass and the building and everything that it is, worship, and we look up to heaven so deeply that we forget that God calls us also to have our gaze on earth. God calls us to have our gaze on earth, to look down and to help those down below up. In fact, not just to help them get up, but to get down with them, down on the ground. There was a rabbi once who was asked, where do we find God? And the rabbi said, oh, he's down, low, so low in the dredges, but no one will go down there anymore and spend time with him, and so no one sees him anymore. No one will stoop that low anymore. We are called to see people. And sometimes that means focusing our gaze on the homeless person with the cardboard sign. Instead of trying to ignore them, trying to put blinders on, to literally look them in the eye and to see their humanity. To see the woman who's begging for change outside the grocery store. To see people. And to see their humanity is to see the spark of God. To have the divinity within me, see the divinity within you. To see the image of God in one another. That's how God is calling us to be better together. Sometimes we got to get low, really low.